Hey guys, Coach Hunter here, coming at you today with Alicia with another grappling video. Today is going to be the finish of our first kind of fundamental flow, which is from grip fighting to the start of the engagement to takedown, which is taking someone off their feet, down to the ground, establishing dominant position, okay? Maintaining that position, and then potentially submitting them, okay? So that's what we're talking about, our submission. So it's really important to understand today, guys, that the key concept we're working for, of course, is the submission itself, how we go about doing that safely with our partners, as well as how we think about finishing and what the philosophy is on that, and as well as tapping. So tapping is something that if you grapple for any amount of time, you'll do a lot. I know I have. It's not an issue, guys. It's not losing when you're tapping in the gym. In fact, that's you should be tapping, right? At any level, okay? If you're not tapping ever in the gym, you are probably the instructor, and even then you're probably rolling with much less experienced people than you, or you are rolling with the wrong people. That is to say, people who are not at the level you need, okay? Now there are times when you are doing an instructor, you're doing a teaching role, you're rolling with the students, so you're kind of like, you know, letting them tap you out, or you're like, you know, not ever really needing to tap. But if you want to progress, you have to find partners who will push you. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So my partner's going to go right down to their back, and we're going to start mount. So there's a lot of different ways I can go here, okay? Of course, in MMA, I'm not going to really try for any submission for the most part. I'm just going to hit somebody. It's safe, it's effective, you know, it doesn't cost me anything. I'm not losing position. And if you watch back at my first few fight videos, you'll see me going from mount after I'm effectively landing strikes and going for a submission like an arm bar. I'll show you that real quick. Where if I miss this, I end up on bottom, and that's exactly what happened. My opponent came up and I lost position. Now I still won the fight, but I could have won right here just by staying here and keeping hitting, right? And that would have been a much cooler finish than a decision win. So we're gonna try any submission we do here. I like to focus on staying on top at first, okay? So guys, we'll start off now low. I'm gonna bring both of my hands to one side of her head, okay? I'm gonna take my hand and go palm up to the mat and go underneath her head, okay? So I'm stuffing her head into my armpit. Do it again. Bring both hands, my hands to one side. My hand is gonna go like in the back of my hand to the mat, palm up to the ceiling, and slide under her head, okay? Right here. My hand is gonna wrap to her neck, okay? Now, there are a lot of ways to go about this in terms of my grips. The way I'm going to show is the way I do it now, okay? Which is both hands to the side. My hand goes palm up, wraps underneath. I grab my hands together, wrap my hand to her neck. My palm is going to go flat to my belly, right here, okay? I could connect my hands together and go for a more traditional style guillotine, but I don't need to, okay? I don't need to connect my hands because I'm on top. I have that top pressure to use. So, both hands to the side, my hand goes underneath her head. I wrap my hand around, go palm flat to my belly. Okay, and I'll bring it as high as I can to my chest, but you're just gonna end up somewhere here between my belly and ribs. Right from here, my other hand goes to the mat. I'm gonna get nice and tall, drop my hips, and start arching. Okay? And there was very little effort, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Very little effort there. Okay, so let's talk about the finish. I'll take a gap out here just to make it a little more comfortable. It's really important that when I'm practicing with a partner, that I'm taking my time. I'm going slow with the pressure. I'm not starting off from 0 to 100. It's not binary, okay? I get the grip, nice and loose. I start applying pressure, 5%, then 10%, then 15, and so on. Go little by little, increasing that pressure until they tap. Now it also behooves the partner on bottom to tap when things get uncomfortable. And what is tapping, okay? So tapping is letting your partner know that, hey, what you're doing is working, it's effective, and you need to stop now, okay? So you should tap when you can't breathe, okay? You should tap when something hurts, okay? You should tap when you are feeling uncomfortable, okay? And as a partner who's attacking, or really at all interacting with another partner, if someone's tapping, you stop what you're doing and check on them immediately, no matter what, even if you don't know why. Maybe you're not even doing a submission, but maybe they're cramping. Maybe they're having a heart attack. You don't know. Stop and check on your partner. Be like, hey, you good? Okay, let's keep going, right? Really, really important you respect that. That's where a lot of the trust has to come into grappling, where your training partners know that, you know, if they tap, you're gonna stop, and you know the same thing and vice versa. It has to be that way. If it's not, if your people aren't respecting the tap in your gym, that's bad, okay? Consider finding a new gym, right? That's not okay. You have to respect the tap. So guys, how do we tap? There are a lot of ways to do it. The most common is to tap your partner with your hand. Just a couple taps. Make sure it's emphatic enough, guys. It's not little tiny taps. They might not notice, they might miss. Make sure you let them know, okay? 2 or 3, or keep tapping until they stop, okay? You can tap the mat with your hand. You can tap the mat with your foot. Sometimes your hands are stuck, right? And also if you're being choked, you can't say tap, which is the last way we can tap, which is a verbal tap. You can say tap or stop. Typically, I recommend you keep it to those things, tap or stop, okay? Really, really important that we're not ambiguous about how we're tapping. I've had people, when they're new, say like, okay, which is like, what does that mean exactly? It's hard to say. If you say ow, once again, not really clear. Okay, of course, a scream is always a tap. Your partner's screaming, or they're, you know, like making pain noises, usually stop, right? I mean, that's a good indicator, but just really pay attention, guys, to your partners, and really make sure that you're being really clear when you want something to stop, okay? So tap, stop, tapping the mat with your foot, tapping your partner. Some combination of thereof, okay? So let's go over that guillotine again, and then get some reps on it. I know you're excited about that. Bring both my hands to one side. Palm up. Back of my slide my arm underneath the head. Wrap to the neck. Palm to my belly. My hand goes to the mat. I arch back and drop my hips to the tap. Okay? Let it go right away. Get a few more reps. So guys, it's also important to know with the choke, you shouldn't, even when you're trying to choke them unconscious, because that's what would happen if Alicia wasn't tapping there, and you give it a few, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 more seconds, it should go out. So, you know, do tap when you start feeling it initially. You don't need to wait till you're almost unconscious to tap. That said, you should go with any kind of strangle or choke, maybe 50%, 60%, and just wait. You saw that I wasn't like, going crazy. Just medium and wait, chill, see what happens. You know, it takes some time for the blood and the oxygen in someone's brain to kind of like wear out. They have a backlog. So just give it a little time. If it's not working, you can go a little harder. Go a little harder. Maybe top out at 80%. Because if it's not working at 80%, it's probably not going to work at 100 to some degree. And that way you're not going to burn out your arms, burn out your legs, whatever you're using, trying for something that isn't there. Plus, if you're slowly ramping up the pressure, because your partner may, or your opponent, feel, if you go 100% and you can't sustain it and you have to let go, they're like, hey, I just took this person's best squeeze and I survived it, I'm fine, I'm just gonna chill. Whereas if they feel, okay, 50%, and they, okay, I'm surviving. They feel 60%, oh, okay, it's getting worse. 60, 70%, they're like, oh man, it's gonna keep getting worse, I'm gonna have to tap, right? So they have to understand the psychology of it too. So guys, if you're training with a partner on this one at home, be very, very careful with your partners. Be really careful to pay attention for the tap. Really making sure that your partner knows what to expect before you do a technique. Don't just surprise them with a choke, you know, that often you're gonna lose a training partner. Okay, make sure if they're telling you that they kind of wanna stop, like you have to respect it. Remember, positive consent and everything, guys, it's really important. And that, you know, you're not choking your pets. Don't be doing guillotines on your dog. They don't know how to tap, okay? I hate that kind of thing. I don't like to see it. Now, wrestling your dog is just like playing around. That's cool, but positional grappling only with pets, guys. And only while they're still into it. So guys, I hope you like this video. Subscribe to our channel if you want to see all of our content. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the mats.